It's difficult to put into words what I've done and what I do with the security contracting part of Bone Tactical. Part of that is because describing my career history as security contracting work is like calling a Navy SEAL an open water diver. My work experience is simply unlike anything that may come to mind when you hear the term private security contracting. The other part of it is that the US government has spent an incredible amount of time and money recently tracking me around the globe and interrogating me, arresting me, detaining me illegally with various joint task forces. So taking that into consideration, I obviously have to be very careful what I say. So much of your nearly unlimited tax dollars have gone to fabricating stories against me to try and put me behind bars that really, I've learned my lesson on when to keep my mouth shut on certain subjects. I've also learned to thank God daily just that I'm alive and that I'm free. As much as I really hate to disappoint all of these law enforcement officers and intelligence agencies, I really value my freedom. So I'll never be able to delve too much into the A-team action combat scenarios and stories that you guys are always asking about. Fortunately, I'm writing a book that probably won't publish until I'm dead, because it is possible that that information being unpublished is one of the only things keeping me alive at this point. One of the few things, I should say, keeping me alive at this point, other than quite obviously the man upstairs being number one. At the very least, it's keeping me from being wanted and hunted by various organizations, and also keeping me and the US government in somewhat of a precarious Cold War stalemate type situation, but still without any pending charges and free and able to do my thing, contrary to what you may read all across the internet. If you're interested in learning a skill set of your own similar to mine, then the best way to do that is to really just put it into practice. And first, you've got to learn what to practice and how to integrate that into your lives. You can do that by watching some of the videos that I have up here on my channel, primarily the Gray Man video series and the Survival, Escape, and Evasion series as well. But all of my videos have different tips and tricks and things you can put into practice that'll help you with stuff like that. Contrary to popular belief, military guys, ex-military guys, and law enforcement officers have the hardest time really disseminating and executing these tactics that I'm gonna teach you guys, and these tactics that I teach. In these types solo, single man operations, like a lot of the things that I've done, military and Leo guys are really very easily discernible to the enemy, and a lot of that is because they've been taught bad habits, and they've really developed these hardline neural pathways that are just bad habits for solo operations. They are, as a group, poorly taught subject matter that needs to be really taught in depth, integrated, and executed and put into practice in a real world scenario. Briefly touching on subjects in a group environment and pushing guys through group settings like boot camps and police academies and combat schools and things of that nature with large groups and little attention to detail and little personal attention really does more harm than good. As we're seeing in our police state and our problems with undertraining and police out there shooting people because they're scared and all that kind of stuff that we deal with in the United States on a daily basis, being the laughingstock of the law enforcement community on a global scale. All we're doing is creating men with a false sense of confidence that are easily recognizable because they've been taught to look, act, and just be a certain way, and they're hardwired to do that, and we really need to get away from that. And that's what I'm gonna do, and that's what I'm trying to do, is help you guys get away from that and learn some individual skills for yourselves. True skills are learned through experience. Really, you can learn them, but until you've put them into practice through doing them in a real world scenario, they won't be true skills. They won't be there when you need them the most. They won't be in that muscle memory and that subconscious. They won't be there when you have that fight or flight response and you really need them. Some deep cover espionage tactics can be taught, it's true. And you can even learn them on your own, like how I'm trying to teach you through my videos. But mostly they need to be taught in a one-on-one scenario, which this is technically a type of one-on-one scenario, or in a small group environment. Watching these videos, taking notes, and integrating the tips and tricks and lifestyle hacks that I give you here is the best way to add these tools to your tool chest. Without these skills, the physical tools that I have on my person are much less useful. But with the correct mindset, experience, and knowledge, these physical tools can allow you to do some incredible things. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the gear, and like I said, these physical tools that I'm about to show you and discuss will really help you out along with the mindset. You got to have the mindset, and the skill set is really, you know, very integral to really being able to push the envelope and get things done, especially when working by yourself. So, but let's just go through and talk a little bit about the clothing, all right? So this is the El Sicario shirt. It really swings nicely. As you can see, it swings, and I can draw here very quickly. The El Sicario shirt, okay? What that does is really allows you to get a good bead on your target, and without even looking at your pistol, and you can really be effective, not having to worry about, you know, loose clothing and things of that nature. I'll discuss why this shirt is so important here with you for a second and why it helps so much. But you guys should already know that you don't want to have to take your eyes off of your target or off of your area when you're in a certain situation where you may have to escalate to use of arms, okay? So that goes without saying. Why this shirt is so effective: it's got the snaps on there, okay? It's low profile, black, there's no exterior logos, there's no brand name on it, it's completely untraceable other than the fact that it's got this logo on the inside and says Bone, okay? It's got an interior pocket here where you can stash some money. It's actually got 2 interior pockets. It's got a thicker lining right here. So what that'll do is it'll hang heavy and not print on that firearm that you're wearing. So you can't even see this huge, massive Glock 17 with an extended magazine that I'm wearing because of the shirt itself. There's coin pockets right here. And I've got some pesos in here right now, and what that does is the reason when I pulled it open, it just swung and allowed me to have access to everything on my belt line. It's because I've got some change in these pockets, okay? It's got change pockets there. It's got the double lining, all black on the outside, accents of camo only on the inside, all right? Another thing, it's got an external pocket here, and the final thing that's really just awesome about this shirt, other than quality of the craftsmanship and the just high quality, it's breathable in the back. So you guys can see right there, very breathable, and helps to counteract this really heavy fabric here. But the other thing that makes it so awesome is actually the camouflage itself. And like I've shown in other videos, if you get in a situation where you have to, you know, kind of dump and run, so to speak, and get out of there, and you might have to put something, you know, obscured, you can roll this up like so, and you can actually stash it somewhere where it's camouflaged to come back and get it later. Okay, that's one of the many things that this shirt really helps with, and helps you really transfer from urban to rural area if you need to, okay? So now I'll talk about a little bit more about what I have on my belt line here. Something that you guys may or may not have seen before. I like to wrap around, you can do this with any belt, a zip tie. This is a very heavy strength zip tie, but what that allows me to do is access one-handed, go down there and grab that zip tie with either hand, all right? If my other hand is pinned here, I can go down, I can meet the ends together, and I can zip it and do it all with one hand, all right? Then I've got the ability to do that. I can wear multiple zip ties on here. So that's an option. Those who know why you would have heavy-duty zip ties know. Those who don't know, you probably don't need it. You haven't hit that stage of where your skill set reaches, you know, the level of equipment. So if you don't understand the use behind that, then I don't really need to get into that. Should be pretty obvious. I'm sure the comments below will be lively with, you know, what the heck the zip ties for. So, you know, my friends and followers can answer that for you. I'm not going to delve into a whole lot of it. Obviously, the fastest weapon to access that's out there right now, the fastest effective edged weapon to access, the EDC Kank in stock and shipping right now, all right? Don't leave home without it, ever. So there's plenty of videos on here, guys, about this. My handmade knives shouldn't be new to any of you. You know, I'm well known for the most effective edged weapons and self-defense tools in the world. Newest design, guys, brand new. Brand new. Stainless steel, hand polished, okay? Hand polished stainless steel, bone breaker. No, this one is a bone opener. This is a bone opener, multi-tool. All right? Orients your keys very well in your pocket. For fast access, again, eyes on target. Don't have to look. Essential piece of kit. Also, I never leave home without it. Okay, gotta talk a little bit more about this here. Firearms is a topic for a whole other day. Not gonna get a whole lot into that. I'm a Glock guy, I like Glocks, but I take what I can get. You know, working the types of jobs I've worked and the way I work, I have to be able to use everything. Everything from a chimba, which could be, you know, I've been where guys, I'm like, all right guys, what do we got here? What do we have for weapons? Da, da, da. All right, here's a corrugated pipe with a rubber band and you have to use this as a 12 gauge shotgun. I don't think so, but guys, I've had people say, hey, this is all we have for weapons. I've had, you guys can see I got another video on here. Guy gave me a shotgun. I was like, this is pretty sketchy. I don't know if I really want to use this. Let's go up and test it. Went out in the mountains, cocked it. I had my hand down here like this on the stock, fired the shotgun, and the barrel just exploded. All right, right above my hand, blew the handle off and everything, exploded literally in my hand. If I would have had my hand wrapped over the top of it, I would have lost at least my thumb at the very least. So, you know, I also went from there to now I don't even test my firearms anymore. You can see another video I've got on here where I was out at the gold mines and I had the miners. I was like, hey, you know, these guys are miners. They know nothing really about guns. Actually, they did know about guns because we're in an area where everybody knows about guns. So one of the guys could shoot the AK pretty well, but you can see they were shooting AKs, M4s, no, it was AKs and Colt Commandos and various weapons, and you know, they were the ones testing them and shooting them because I can just sit back and watch and say, all right, I'll see if this functions or not. I'll visually inspect it and I'll let somebody else shoot it. Say, hey, let's go out to the mines, shoot some guns, let the miners have a little fun. I don't really want to shoot it myself. I recently had a bad experience testing some weapons for a job and gun blew up in my hand. So didn't, you know, that's just something to bear in mind. Bravo Concealment, guys, sent me this belt and this holster. Big ups to them, shout out, props guys, thank you. They want my opinion on it, they want me to put it in the video. This type of holster right here is like your basically your, I don't know how to, the guy that carries a gun for work, go-to. Everybody and their brother has this type of holster or uses this type of holster. I use a lot of appendix holsters, but I can use anything like I said. I've even, you know, carried Mexican many times, which for those that don't know, carrying Mexican in this world is just gun stuck right here. So it's nice because it allows you to carry around in the chamber. That's one of the great things that I like about having a good quality holster. This is a good quality holster, very simple. No extreme bells and whistles. The cant of the holster keeps it nice and tucked to where it fits right under my arm. If it was to print, I could, without you knowing what I'm doing, I could just drop my arm and apply pressure with the inside of my arm while I'm hanging out here. And now you definitely can't see the pistol if I didn't have the El Sicario shirt. So that's a little trade secret about wearing your gun right here. As I move further around the belt, you guys can see the Bone Tactical Karambit. All right, this is the Modern Warrior finish in a leather sheath option. As you guys can see, extremely fast to access, very effective, deadly weapon. Okay, uses very similar to I would be using almost any kind of a striking martial arts, except with the karambit. There are times when my elbow comes up when I'm striking because I'm going to cut and pull through. That doesn't, in martial arts, just striking, I don't allow my elbow to come up here unless I'm throwing an elbow strike, which here, you know, with the hand, you don't allow that elbow to come up. That's one of the only things when using the karambit that it kind of moves a little differently. But check that out if you want. That's as well in stock and shipping on the website. This is the Modern Warrior finish here. And this is the leather sheath that ships. This is how it ships and as it ships. Okay, what you see is what you get. It can be worn any way, left side, right side, left-handed, right-handed. You can flip it upside down this way. It can be put horizontal, any kind of way. Snake Eater Tactical provides me some awesome gear as well. They've got a great plate carrier, great war belt. This is their magazine burrow inside the waistband. Always carry an extra mag, at least one extra mag. That's, you know, pretty much common sense and no-brainer. You definitely want to have a lot more extra mags in your bag with you wherever you're going. You know what I mean? I sometimes either carry a laptop bag or a backpack, or sometimes both. Usually both are in the vehicle, and often I'm carrying the laptop bag, which will have the plate carrier in the laptop section and then a bunch of spare magazines in the outer pockets. So that's one option there. Sometimes I'll even wear a tucked in shirt and no weapon on me and have my weapon in the open Velcroed section of the laptop bag, which the draw when I'm wearing the laptop bag over my shoulder is very similar to this right here. There's other videos up, guys, on that. You can check out those videos that I've got talking about the laptop bag and working security in and around armored vehicles with that, so check those out. This belt itself is also Bravo concealment. Okay, guys? So we'll discuss a little bit about the belt. This holster, great retention. Okay, great holster. I like it very much. They're moderately priced and very well made holsters. You can be happy with what you get and be confident carrying around in the chamber. For spare magazine holders, I recommend Snake Eater Tactical. Snake Eater Tactical, because you can put any brand of any magazine, switch between guns, which is, like I was telling you guys, that's a big deal for me, because I sometimes don't know what gun I'm going to have. So I can't bring, you know, 150 different imaginations of plastic Kydex magazine holders for any kind of a magazine. So the Snake Eater Tactical really is a big deal for me, because it allows me to carry any kind of a magazine in one holster only. It's Snake Eater Tactical Magazine Burrow is what they're called. Okay, this belt from Bravo Concealment. It's very simple. Their stuff, okay, my opinion, if I was to describe their whole product line of what I've seen, and I've got 3 holsters from them in this belt, it's very simple, but I'm a simple guy, you know, simple works. Okay, this is heavy-duty nylon webbing, you know, pretty consistent in the industry. It's double layer, looks like. This, some kind of steel. It's not as, it looks, you know, almost cheap, but it's not. It's brushed looking, so it's, you know, it still looks like your average, you know, any kind of military slide in and lock belt. It's just a beefier version. But guys, it works, and it does the job that it's required to do. So I would recommend that you check that out if you're looking for something strong and simple. The karambit we've already discussed. Like I was telling you, it can go, the belt loop can go through here, so it can be carried vertically, either side, horizontally, either way, front, back, any kind of way you want to carry it, all right? Left side, right side, anywhere. Also a Kydex sheath option for the karambit, so check that out. Traveler's money belt, don't leave home without it. You guys have seen probably lots on this. With respect to being solo and operating solo overseas in, you know, some of the most dangerous areas in the world, you want to have multiple passports, okay, multiple kinds of currency. All right, the US dollar, guys, is pretty much universal. There's some countries that don't accept it, and there's some countries where it could get you in trouble, a few, okay, but a lot of these places, it's universal, okay? And then you want to have local currency, all right? You want to have multiple passports if you can, if you're able to do that. If you're doing what I'm doing, then you definitely have multiple passports. So you want to have your multiple passports, and then you want to have, you know, multiple passports, and then different documents, you know, as far as that goes, any kind of important documents, you want to have them in here, all right? That'll even pass a pat down, because what happens when I get patted down is cops don't generally feel this area right here. They're not looking for what's going on in this area, because I'm a male and they're a male a lot of times. And then that thin nylon is so thin that it just feels like there's just the pants there. It doesn't feel like there's anything else there. So let's talk a little bit more about what's in my pockets. This is a minimalist wallet from Walmart. Okay, I'm not going to recommend any wallets. If anybody wants to send me a wallet to review, I'll review it. But, you know, I'm kind of just got a cheap small wallet. I don't like to carry a lot of bulky stuff. Got the new iPhone. I got a couple iPhones. This one can take 2 SIM cards, which is a big deal for me, so I can run 2 different countries of SIM cards at the same time. Got a case on there. I always keep a case on my phone and a Gorilla Protector. Big deal, guys. In today's day and age, a phone is everything. I've got this application called maps.me, and I've been literally in some of the most remote parts of the entire world where there's nothing, no roads, nothing. And I've been able to pull up on my cell phone maps.me and plot routes. I'm like, okay, this is it's out of control. You almost, it's not a good thing to rely on that. You want to be able to use charts, maps, sun, stars, in certain hemispheres, the vegetation, heavier, denser vegetation grows on certain, like moss on one side of the tree rather than the other. Look into all that kind of stuff. Definitely catch up on your bushcraft skills. But, why not be able to do it twice as fast with your cell phone? Yes, do that. Speaking of, I carry extra SIM cards and I'm switching SIM cards, always switching SIM cards, multiple reasons. Check out the survival escape evasion videos if you want to know about burner phones and stuff like that. Multiple SIM cards for multiple countries, okay? And you want to get your SIM cards ahead of time, guys, because some countries like Germany, they'll give you a heck of a problem, man. I had to, when I first got there, I was running into all kinds of problems. I had some stuff I had to do before I turned myself into to the Joint Task Force that ended up basically interrogating me and keeping me in solitary confinement, not solitary, segregated from the outside world, no outside contact for 48 days. You got probably most of you know that story already, but I was switching SIM cards all the time there as well, and man, it's difficult to get a SIM card. They want to have all kinds of information. They want to do, certain companies even want to do like verifying with your passport of who you are through an application on your phone and things of that nature. Just crazy. So get your SIM cards ahead of time if you can. Third world countries, they're easier to get. Money talks. First world countries, they're harder to get, especially places like Germany, because they're dealing with, their big immigration issues. This is a Goal Zero. This is my second one. The U.S. Marshals took my last one. If you guys have it, I hope you're enjoying all my stuff that you stole from me. Probably thought that I was going to be, either dead or in prison for the rest of my life. So I'm not. I'm free. Thanks for stealing all my stuff. But anyway, this is a pretty awesome thing. It's a phone charger. You can pop this out and just plug it in USB to charge it, and then you can charge your phone through it. And like I said, the cell phone just has so much going on, guys, that it can help you with for anybody. And obviously, you're gonna have to think about having to get rid of that to go off grid. So you still need those hard skills, but such a big deal to be able to have that. And last but not least, I like to smoke cigars. So some of you may. If you don't smoke cigars, don't start. It's not cool. It's a nasty habit. It's not as bad as cigarettes, I don't think personally, but it's not something that I would recommend to anybody. But I do smoke. I get a lot of my cigars from Cuba. These are Monte Cristo micro 10s, mini 10s. I'm sorry. I like Monte Cristo number 2s. The mini 10s are my kind of like more of a daily or carry thing. So if I'm going to be carrying something, I like these a lot. Like I said, these are from Cuba. There's a lot of good cigars as well in Central America, the Dominican Republic as well. I have this tool from Zycar. It's got a cutter. It's magnetized for windproof lighter, jet fuel, butane, whatever you want to call it. And it's a lighter cutter combo. So guys, that's pretty much the gist of what I have. Oh, one more thing actually. So if we're talking about outfits, right? You can wear that El Sicario shirt as a standalone. I'm wearing this because I've got the tattoos, and I wanted to show you guys, like, hey, if I'm really going deep cover type thing, I'm gonna cover my tattoos depending on where I'm at. I can actually use them to play in my favor if I need to. Watch the Gray Man versus Hard Target video. But if I'm going full gray, or for the potential of making people think that I'm something that I'm not. I might not want to have my tattoos, you know, bullet shells and things of that nature, bullet casings or ammunition casings, however you want to say it. One of the coolest things, guys, is these boots, because these are Dan Post, but, you know, I'm an exotic boot guy. I like exotic boots. So let me show you what's so awesome about these boots. First of all, they're Cayman, okay? These are Cayman belly. I have some Cayman tail, Cayman belly, gator, whatever. The awesome thing about these boots, guys, is the bottom, okay? What these allow me to do is they allow me to look like a buyer or something of that nature. A lot of the counter-espionage stuff that I've done, a lot in Guatemala has been being a buyer. You know, I'm a buyer. I'm trying to find out prices and seeing how these guys are doing this and these guys are doing that. And I can't go in there looking like a merc, okay? I can't go in there with Solomon shoes on and, you know, the pants that I like to wear that are Duluth fire hose pants, awesome pants, but they're full running and gunning type stuff, guys. Nobody is gonna not think what the heck you are. So, guys, these boots make me look like a buyer. They let me fit the profile, you know, but they also, the game changer here is that they're an exotic upper with a lower that has full traction, and I can move and run in them. So what I also do is I add some athletic insoles. These are sole, SOF, sole, SOF, S-O-L-E, insoles in here. And what that does is I can move, I can run, I can do stuff that you would never think that I could do or would do with these boots on. So that's the game changer with those. And what that really does is just completely allows me to change my dynamic and my look, but still allows me to be functional. The final thing is these jeans. First of all, cinched jeans also fit the look. They fit the look of a guy who wears boots, cinched jeans, but the second thing is they have jeans that allow me to really move, okay? I can kick, you know, I can fight, I can move, I can run, I have full flexibility, okay? So another thing, you gotta think about everything, you know, all the way down to your underwear. Comfortable, cool, breathing underwear, you know, all the way down to socks, everything like that. If I'm gonna be walking a long time, I've got these heavy socks on. Yeah, it's hot here, but I wear wool. They're athletic smart wool blend, and what they do is they protect my feet from rubbing if I'm walking all day, walking a long time. What am I gonna do if I get blisters? I gotta push through, you know what I mean? So another thing that you could carry would be moleskin, you know, lots of just think of, my point here is, guys, mental first, mentality first, think through everything, and be a planner, be a thinker, and preparedness is about developing a skill set, practicing things, and then actually being smart about stuff, guys, not just rushing into it and doing it. So thinkers first and then doers, guys, okay? Thanks for watching. Questions, comments below. Let me know what you want to see more of. Bone out.